Welcome everyone to St. John Energy's annual community meeting. My name is Shelley Wood, and I am the Executive Director of Finance, People, and Community at St. John Energy. It is my pleasure to serve as your MC today. I would like to begin by acknowledging that the land on which we operate is the traditional unceded territory of the Wolastoqey and Mi'kmaq peoples. We pay tribute to elders past and present as we gather today. We'll get started in just a moment, but first, a few housekeeping items. There will be a question and answer session at the end of the event, and we encourage anyone with questions for us to submit them through the Q&A chat function. You can do so at any time. If you are having any technical issues, please email Jessica at jessica.delong@sjenergy.com and someone will assist you. We have a number of interesting speakers today. I promise to keep the agenda moving along. To kick off our event today, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome to the virtual podium Jim Shaw, Chair of the Board of Commissioners for St. John Energy. Jim?
Thank you, Shelley. Let me start by saying I'm honored to serve as Chair of the Board of Commissioners for St. John Energy. St. John Energy plays a vital role in our community and in our province. It is a small but well-respected utility known around the world for being innovative and for thinking out of the box. It is known for fiscal discipline and for offering lower rates. And it is one of the top-ranked electrical utilities in Canada for reliability and customer service, something we are very proud of. These are great achievements, and I know that the dedicated and talented employees at St. John Energy work very hard every day to uphold them. It has been said that if you lack vision and aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. St. John Energy has clearly set a vision, and that vision is to be a leader among electrical utilities in Canada in the transition to net zero carbon emissions. It is well on its way with Zero 30, a bold initiative to create a roadmap to net zero in its operations and to help customers get there as well if they choose. This kind of leadership is important for the future. It's important for the future of our utility, our city, our province, and our planet. Not lost in all of this is the strong commitment St. John Energy has to the community. Today, you will hear more about that, as well as highlights from the last year at St. John Energy and hints of some of the exciting news and initiatives to come. On behalf of the Board of Commissioners, I want to thank you for joining us today. Shelley?
Thank you very much, Jim. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Chief Ross Purley of Negwakuk or Tobique First Nation, an important partner of ours in both the Burchell Wind Farm and the 3 new Tesla Megapacks commissioned earlier this year to balance the clean energy coming from Burchell. Chief Purley is joining us to speak to the roots of our partnership and the hope for future opportunities. Chief Purley?
Thank you, Shelley. Willie Sabawo, good morning to all those attending the St. John Energy AGA this morning. I'm here to talk to you today about our relationship with St. John Energy, in particular the Burchell Wind Project. We decided to partner with Natural Forces and St. John Energy on this project simply because St. John is part of our unceded, unsurrendered traditional territory. In our language, St. John, we call it Manakwesk, and we also have reserve in the city, also known as the Brothers Islands. And so this project gives us a footprint other than our reserve in the city. St. John Energy is a local utility targeting new green renewable energy solutions, and that aligns perfectly with my community's strategy on energy, and that's why it seemed like it was a seamless fit for us to partner. How it came to be was Natural Forces was one of our partners on Wajousin Energy Project, which is located in Penobscot, also known as Sussex. So Natural Forces, we're looking for a partner on the Birchall Wind Farm, an Indigenous partner. And naturally, because we're successful on Wajousin, they asked us if we were interested, and we were very interested, and we worked together and got it done. For us, we wanted to expand our green renewable energy portfolio. This was an opportunity to do that. And the benefit for us is, number one, it's part of our cultural heritage to take care of our traditional territory. And renewable energy is one way of doing that, of us doing our part to reduce carbon emissions. And number two is to generate revenue to our community. So the revenues that we make goes to address the needs of our community members here in Nugutguk. Recently, I was in St. John to attend a commissioning of Tesla Megapacks store and battery. And this is new technology that we were interested in taking part in. And we're proud of being a part of it. And the purpose is to store energy for outages in the St. John community, and also address any peak times and other ways the utility sees fit. So now that this relationship is built, the door is open for other opportunities. The door is open for more projects with St. John Energy, and not just St. John Energy, but the door is open for partnerships with the city, the port, and commerce within the city of St. John. So it's something that we value, and we look forward to working towards that in the future. Maliwin Gamej, back to you, Shelley.
Thank you very much for sharing that with us, Chief Perley. We very much value our partnership. And now I have some very special news to share with you. St. John Energy believes very much in the importance of giving back. That is deeply rooted in our culture. In keeping with this, we will be committing $75,000 to BCAPI over the next 3 years. As many of you know, the Business Community Anti-Poverty Initiative works to break the cycle of poverty in St. John. Knowing that children and youth are most at risk and that their well-being and education are fundamental to success in life, leaders in St. John are working together to help every child succeed from cradle to career. To explain more, we'll first share this video from BCAPI, and then we'll hear from Kathy Leahy, co-chair of the BCAPI board.
BCAPI is a St. John charitable organization and poverty reduction catalyst. Tackling poverty in St. John is a priority. It is key to our city's well-being and economic future. We know that treating the symptoms of poverty is not enough. We must address the causes of poverty if we are to break the cycle. To achieve this, our community organizations, businesses, and governments must work together. BCAPI was formed to help break the cycle. That means we listen and learn, and then support the collaborative development of strategies that will have a positive impact. Then, together with organizations, government, and community members, we design and develop real-world solutions to create the change we need. Finally, we evaluate our progress, champion results, and advocate for long-term adoption and systems change. Over the past 25 years, we have used 4 key strategies to effect that change. Investing in children for maximum lifetime impact. Using collective impact to break down silos and create efficiencies. Creating targeted wraparound solutions using a neighborhood focus. And collecting and learning from the data generated by this work. Together, we are having an impact. Kindergarten readiness rates have improved by 10%. District-wide, the literacy achievement gap between low socioeconomic status children and their peers is closed. High school graduation rates in St. John have increased by 12%. St. John's child poverty rate has dropped 30%. And it's thanks to you. Your work matters, your participation matters, your support matters.
Thanks very much, Shelley. It's my pleasure and truly an honor to join you here today at St. John Energy's AGM. First and foremost, let me say thank you for the many years that St. John Energy has helped break the cycle of generational poverty in our community. Through your volunteerism, your donations, you have made such a difference to so many children, families, and neighborhoods in our community. It takes an entire community working together to affect change, and St. John Energy has stepped up and delivered in so many important ways. So today, on behalf of our entire BCAPI leadership, I am here to convey our heartfelt thanks for your incredibly generous donation. $75,000 over 3 years will make a huge difference and will allow us to do so much good in our community. It's multi-year commitments like yours that are such important sustainability tools for organizations like ours. Your investment is going to fuel BCAPI's initiatives and will allow us to continue to serve as a catalyst for positive change in our community. Together, we have already achieved such great progress, but there is still so much left to do. However, with your support, we are confident that we can meet this challenge. So on behalf of everyone at BCAPI, thank you to St. John Energy. We are deeply grateful for your incredible generosity and your commitment to our community.
Thank you very much, Kathy. We are grateful for all that BCAPI is doing for families and youth in St. John. And now we have some important news to share with you about Zero30, the St. John Energy initiative to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2030 and to help customers get there too if they wish. We launched Zero30 a year ago with nearly $4 million in funding from Natural Resources Canada, intent on working with leading organizations across the nation and abroad to find a route to net zero. Zero30 is a sweeping project with 3 pillars: a cleaner energy supply, innovating with our customers, and planning for a future with escalating demand. Today, we're very pleased to announce that we will be working with Deloitte on Zero30. We're particularly excited by this collaboration because Deloitte will be bringing in teams from different corners of the globe to help us puzzle out potential solutions. While we're focused on finding solutions that work for St. John, when tackling a global issue like climate change, having insights into how utilities abroad are managing the transition to net zero is a tremendous advantage. Deloitte will be helping in 3 different areas. First, Deloitte's work will include helping us find ways that customers could reach net zero. This journey will help us come up with potential products and services that St. John Energy could offer to help customers meet their goals. Secondly, Deloitte teams will be exploring the impact on the St. John Energy grid into the future as customers turn increasingly to electricity as a clean energy source. Third, they will help us devise the right mix of energy sources that we will need to meet demand while also achieving carbon neutrality. To tell us more, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Gavin McTavish, the Canadian leader of Deloitte's strategy practice, specializing in the future of energy. Gavin is also a member of the Monitor Deloitte Global Leadership Team. Gavin?
Thank you, Shelley. I'm very happy to be here with you today to discuss Deloitte's role in working with the St. John Energy Leadership Team on their Zero30 initiative. Deloitte has been working on topics of energy and the energy transition, and over the last 5 years, we've seen a significant shift in urgency and action on addressing climate change, on navigating energy transition, and incorporating the uncertainty which surrounds this transition into choice-making, strategy development, and planning. The complexity and uncertainty surrounding energy transition is significant. Which technologies will be deployed or adopted? Where will they be adopted, and how will they be used? Will the raw materials required to support the transition be affordably available? And will we have the infrastructure required to support the transition? We started our effort by canvassing our other member firms around the world to identify teams that had worked to solve energy challenges. We found that there had in fact been moments of crisis of various forms that had sparked action where Deloitte had been involved, in Europe, in Japan, and in Australia. We began by bringing a set of solutions we had developed across the globe together to solve the energy transition in a systems-based manner across the value chain, building an integrated energy modeling and system planning platform. As a result, Deloitte has developed Electrified Grid, designed to assist with network planning. It allows for rapid simulation of how technology usage changes based on adoption of different technologies, such as electric vehicles, heat pumps, industrial loads, and distributed energy resources. The tool also shows how electricity grid capacity utilization changes under these different scenarios and identifies where additional investment in capacity may be required. The tool allows a user to optimize network design, identify vulnerabilities, and make informed decisions to enhance the reliability and efficiency of the grid. We are working with St. John Energy in their 030 initiative in 3 different areas. The first area of focus is on the customer electrification roadmap. This involves considering how customers of St. John Energy might decarbonize and describing which technologies, products, and services would have the greatest impact in helping them achieve affordable decarbonization. Deloitte's role in working with SJE in this area includes providing an active technology dataset and conducting analysis on a set of technologies to assist St. John Energy in considering products and services it might offer its customers in the region to support their decarbonization plans. The second area Deloitte is supporting is in grid impact modeling and assessment. Here, Deloitte is working with SJE to visualize how the activation and adoption of these different technologies will affect the distribution grid operated by St. John Energy. Here, our Electrified Grid platform can assist SJE in understanding how customer adoption of these technologies will impact its current grid and how it will need to evolve the grid to safely, affordably, and reliably meet future customer demand. The third area where Deloitte is supporting focuses on determining the optimal supply mix for the region. Here, Deloitte is working with SJE to understand and evaluate different supply mix scenarios. SJE is using renewable energy from the Birch Hill Wind Farm and its wholesale supply from New Brunswick Power, which is 80% clean already today. Deloitte will work with SJE as they determine how best to close the gap by assessing other options, including additional renewable energy, storage, and credits. These 3 work streams collectively provide a comprehensive view of the future of the region, considering internal and external data sets. The program aims to understand how the grid will function in terms of supply and demand under different scenarios, and to determine the optimal deployment of capital and capabilities to operate in the future. Deloitte is providing advisory services to SJE in each of these 3 work streams, allowing them to understand how customers might adopt electrification technology in the region, how the adoption of those technologies will place new demands on the SJE grid, and how the supply mix to power those loads might evolve over time. Across each of these streams, Deloitte is providing, for SJE's consideration, insights from our work in other parts of the world, modeling and simulation tools, such as Electrified Grid, and a team of people who have done this work with other leading utilities in other parts of the world. We are proud to be working with the team of St. John Energy in their 030 initiative, and we're excited for what's next. And now, back to you, Shelley.
Thank you, Gavin. And now I'd like to welcome Ryan Mitchell, President and CEO of St. John Energy. Ryan?
Thank you, Shelley. It is my pleasure to be here today to share with you an overview of some of what we have been focused on at St. John Energy over the last year and a glimpse into the opportunities that lie ahead. First, some important foundational points. Since 1922, we've been dedicated to serving St. John with unwavering commitment. Our local mission is very important to us, and that includes a commitment to high reliability. That means doing all we can to keep unplanned outages to a minimum, and when they do occur, keeping them as short as we can. We've consistently ranked as one of the best in Canada for reliability, customer service, and satisfaction. An extension of that is we are doing all we can to keep our rates as stable and as competitive as we can. In fact, our rates are still among the lowest in Atlantic Canada. And we have a vision to be a national leader among electrical utilities in the transition to net zero carbon emissions. I'll speak to each of these in more detail as we move through the presentation. First, on that vision statement, we have been working hard over the last year on 030, a roadmap that we are building to show how we might achieve carbon neutrality by 2030 in our own operations and bring our customers along if they wish. As Shelley noted earlier, there are 3 pillars to 030: a cleaner energy supply, innovating with our customers, and planning for a future with escalating demand. The electricity supply in New Brunswick is already among the cleanest in the world, with about 80% coming from non-emitting sources such as hydro, nuclear, and wind. In addition, St. John Energy is meeting 15% of our customer supply through a partnership with Natural Forces and Nuguktuk, also known as the Tobique First Nation, both owners of the Birch Hill Wind Farm in the city. With 030, we're focused on finding ways to close the remaining gap, plus cover the rise in future demand. 030 will seek to determine the optimal mix of wind, solar, energy storage, and carbon offset credits, as well as other opportunities in order to achieve net zero. Our customers are at the forefront of all we do, and 030 is no exception. This focus in the past has led to high demand services such as our water heater and heat pump rental programs, and more recently, e-bike financing, an EV charger rental program, and renewable energy certificates. As we map out our way to net zero by 2030, we will be exploring ways in which we can help our customers do the same. This will include looking at what leadership role we should play with innovations in renewable energy options such as rooftop solar, in-home electrification, and in energy efficiency. As customers increasingly shift away from fossil fuels, demand for electricity is expected to increase dramatically. We are working hard to prepare for that rise in demand. Over the last several years, St. John Energy and our partners developed an advanced smart grid to improve efficiency and to deal with that surging demand. Recognized nationally and internationally for the innovation, the St. John Energy Smart Grid not only positions us with strength for the decades to come, but gives us the flexibility we need to innovate for our customers and respond efficiently to their needs. An example of the innovation and flexibility our smart grid empowers is the Tesla Megapacks. In March, we joined partners Tobique First Nation and Natural Forces in commissioning 3 new Megapacks at our Somerset substation. They are integrated with the Birch Hill Wind Farm, helping to store and balance the green energy on our system. These batteries, along with the very first one we installed in 2019 at our Milledgeville substation, are also tremendous assets in our efforts to curb the financial and environmental costs of peak energy demand. But we'll need to do even more to meet the needs of future power demand in St. John. We will need to physically enhance our grid, building it out with additional transformers, distribution equipment, and other infrastructure enhancements as needed. 030 is helping to map out how and where our grid will need to evolve so we can strategically prioritize our investments in the system. So we're excited for what lies ahead. And as you heard a few moments ago, we're able to leverage learnings from around the world in our work with Deloitte for 030. To be able to leverage global lessons on energy developments is a unique opportunity. I want to thank Gavin for joining us today. Gavin, we're looking forward to working with you and your teams to harness the best out there for the benefit of the people of St. John. You might have also heard the news of our partnership with Kraken Technologies, a UK-based software company with success around the globe for the way it advances customer service in green energy technologies. Kraken will allow us to harness our systems and data in a much more powerful way, and will mean we can propel our success in customer service and innovation even further. We're proud to be Kraken's first distribution and retail electricity customer in North America. And there's more to come. We'll be working with leading firms right here in St. John to propel our 030 work forward, So stay tuned for future announcements. Again, this year, we have continued to set a new high watermark for savings from our Shave the Peak initiative. In 2023, it exceeded $1.8 million. Peak demand energy is costly, both financially and environmentally, as fossil fuel plants are fired up to meet that demand. So we've been taking a number of steps to curb that demand. Those steps include asking our customers to voluntarily dial back their energy usage ahead of a looming peak, turning down the voltage on our system, and leveraging the storage available in the Megapacks. This total now also includes the peak demand savings we realize from Birchill. At St. John Energy, we take pride in our rates consistently being among the lowest in the region. Here you can see the magnitude of the difference within the Maritimes. Historically, we've achieved this through strong and prudent fiscal discipline. That's especially true today. But an added benefit now is Birchill and the low-cost wind energy it provides. The long-term agreement we have in place to purchase all the electricity from the wind farm at a fixed price helps ensure price stability for at least the 15% of current demand it provides. Access to low-cost renewable energy, combined with our ongoing focus on demand cost reduction, meant that when NB Power rates went up by 9.8% on April the 1st, we were no longer having to pass along the full increase. Instead, our residential rates increased by 9.27%, while general service rates increased by 6.9%. We finished our fiscal year ending December 31st with great strength, with a net income of more than $5.1 million. You can see here how we have steadily improved our financial performance since the COVID-19 pandemic. It is important to note here that this $5.1 million represents approximately 4% of our $130 million in revenue over the year. Although it may be modest, this is important growth. It allows us to reinvest in our system and pursue innovation for a stronger energy future for St. John, while offering rates consistently among the lowest in the region. Every year, Electricity Canada, through an independent research firm, polls the customers of utilities to determine how they are performing. St. John Energy has a proud history of being one of the most highly regarded electrical utilities in Canada. And last year was no exception. You can see here that we continue to rank well, both regionally and nationally, on a variety of important measures: customer satisfaction, reliability, environmental stewardship, and trustworthiness. We feel it is important to not only measure how we're doing, but to be able to benchmark ourselves against our peers in the region and across Canada. At St. John Energy, our success is powered by our people. I am so grateful for the extraordinary talent, dedication, and skills that our employees bring to the job every day. We would not have the kind of results you saw in that survey in the last slide without the care and commitment they demonstrate. They are the heart of St. John Energy. Speaking of heart, our employees are also very caring and generous. Every year, St. John Energy and our employees give to local charities, all in support of building a brighter future for the city and some of its most vulnerable citizens. Throughout our history, this has been an important part of our culture. At St. John Energy, we support our community simply because it is the right thing to do. In 2023, St. John Energy and our employees gave almost $150,000 to more than 30 charities in the city. We've long been a supporter of the United Way and are now, of course, very pleased to be able to make that $75,000 donation to the Business Community Anti-Poverty Initiative over 3 years, beginning in 2025. Both organizations play a critical role in attacking intergenerational poverty. We're grateful for all the work that these charities do. As I close my formal presentation today, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us and for your support of St. John Energy. I invite you to join in our journey by following St. John Energy and 030 online. And now back to you, Shelley.
Thank you very much, Ryan. We will now begin the question and answer session. If you have not already, please submit your questions. You will see a separate Q&A box chat box on your screen, and please add your questions there. If we're unable to respond to your questions during our session today, we will get back to you by email. So please include your email address when you submit your question. To our friends in the media, please hold your questions for one-on-one interviews. If you haven't already done so, please email Jessica at jessica.delong@sjenergy.com to arrange your interview. Joining Ryan and I for our Q&A session are Ryan Shoneman, Executive Director of Operations, and Glenn Fillmore, Executive Director of Strategic Growth and Transformation. Okay, I'm going to dive right into our Q&A right now. So this first one is for Ryan Mitchell. Our first question is, will 030 lead to the development of more renewable energy in St. John?
Okay, Birch Hill has been certainly a very successful project for us, and this month actually marks the 1-year milestone of its commissioning. Prior to Birch Hill and still to this day, our customers have consistently told us that they want St. John Energy to pursue the development of renewable energy. And we have been getting a lot of questions, for instance, on the potential for solar energy development in St. John now that we've done wind. So we are interested in continuing to evaluate the potential related to solar as well as additional renewable energies like wind. And we do hope to have something soon on that front. And then maybe the last thing that I'll quickly mention with respect to the roadmap exercise in collaboration with Deloitte that was announced today is that is going to also help inform in terms of what would be the most cost-effective way to achieve net zero when we look at our supply options. And that would also extend to include carbon offset credits. So we're also very interested in the credit space as well. The great news is that we are already in field goal distance when you look at how clean the energy is, from NB Power, and then you add in Birch Hill. So the gap that we need to close, it's very much, within reach. So maybe I'll end it there, Shelley, and hand it back to you.
Thanks very much. And the next question is for Ryan Shoneman. How does St. John Energy ensure high reliability in service?
Okay, I would say that high reliability and keeping the lights on would be one of the top priorities here at St. John Energy and with the operations group. So I could talk about it for quite a long time, but I won't. A few things that I would mention would be every year we do annual tree trimming, which keeps the trees back away from the lines. So we do not have outages because of incidental contact. Where possible, the crews would do hotline work, which would prevent interruptions to our customers. So where we can safely do that, we do that. We routinely inspect all of our equipment and all of our lines. So anything that does show up as a problem, we fix that before it becomes a bigger problem. 40% of our infrastructure would be underground, so that certainly helps us in ice storms and snowstorms and windstorms. So, but even with all that, we would still have outages that happen, and when they do happen, I would say we have a team of dedicated people, PLTs, meter techs, control room operators, and all the support staff that go along with them that are very focused on getting the power back on when the interruptions do occur. So.
Thanks very much, Ryan. We're very proud of the reliability that our team achieves every single day. So the next question is asking, why is St. John Energy's net metering policy different from NB Power's? And I will take this one. I will say that at St. John Energy, we're very excited about the development of solar. And the main difference between our policy and NB Power's is that we would say it's better designed to ensure fairness for all of our customers. Lots of customers either can't afford to install solar or may not be able to for other reasons. So we want to make sure that our program isn't subsidizing those customers who can't afford or can put solar into their plan. It's really important, and we'd advise all of our customers and our installers to really understand the difference in our policies before they start a project. If you'd like to know more about that, you can reach out to us at any time. Okay, let's see what's next in our Q&A. Oh, this is a great question. How are the Tesla Megapack batteries performing? I think I will throw that one to Ryan Shoneman.
Yeah, sure. So the ones that Ryan would have mentioned are fairly new to us, but I would say they're performing well. The first part of the year, within the first 4 months or so, we've seen a savings of roughly around $200,000. So as we continue to move into the future, we'll continue to optimize those batteries and use them to the best of their ability. So.
Great. Thanks, Ryan. So the next question I see in here, what are our plans for EV charging? I might turn that one over to Glenn.
All right, thanks for that. This is something that we hope to be sharing some exciting news about soon, so stay tuned. We've been actively working with potential partners and identifying locations, and I would say we're keenly interested in expanding the availability of public chargers in St. John, especially level 3 ones. And we'd certainly love to hear from commercial customers who would be interested in hosting EV chargers. And I would encourage anybody that is interested to reach out to customer services. And I'll also mention we've launched a residential EV charging program as well, where customers can have us install a level 2 charger in their home and also have the convenience of flexible payment options. Thank you.
That's great, Glenn. Thank you. So we've heard that 030 could lead to new and innovative products and services for our customer. And this question is wondering, what could we end up seeing from our 030 program? And I think, Glenn, that's a great one for you to take as well.
All right, thanks again. Yes, 030 will certainly help us identify new products and services. And we're certainly open to any ideas that might emerge from that. But at the end of the day, I think we'll make certain that whatever may emerge is good for customers and has a strong business case. And as Ryan mentioned as well, we recently introduced our e-bike financing program to encourage the use of e-bikes. And as I just mentioned as well, our EV charging program, which has the option of us to install a charger in your home.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Thank you, Glenn. So the next question is wondering, how does St. John Energy determine what nonprofits to support? And I will take this one. So corporately, we have decided to focus our charitable giving on ending generational poverty, which is why we have primarily aligned with Be Happy and the United Way. In addition to that, as Ryan mentioned, our employees are very committed to the community. We encourage our employees to volunteer, and we provide up to 1 hour a week for employees to volunteer with charities that are important to them. So we're working on trying to make this a better place for everyone. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's another one for Glenn. When is St. John Energy planning to roll out smart meters?
Okay, another good question. Interestingly enough, about 20% of our installed meters today are first generation smart ones. So we've had a small deployment for quite a number of years. In terms of what's next, though, we started our next generation smart reader project last fall with a competitive procurement process, which is still underway. That project is intended to be delivered over 4 years, and the actual schedule will be confirmed as we work through vendor negotiations.
Thank you, Glenn. So this one's a great one for Ryan Mitchell. What is your opinion on the JDI wind project?
Okay, JDI wind project. So I'm not aware of any of the specific details related to the project or any potential agreement with MB Power. So I really can't speak to anything, that would be specific at all. But I would say in general terms, anytime that we see or hear about renewable energy being developed in the province, we're very encouraged by that. Everyone has a part to play in greening, our environment. And there's a lot of economic development potential. So it shouldn't all be left to MB Power. Everyone has a part to play in terms of developing a cleaner energy future for New Brunswick.
Great, thank you, Ryan. And there are several municipal electric utilities in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI. Are there areas where St. John Energy currently works together with those municipally owned utilities, or any plans to work together?
Okay, so there's a few areas where we work together presently, and then I would say we're certainly having conversations about the future. So in New Brunswick, we do partner with Edmundston and Perth Andover, who would be the other two municipal electric utilities as it relates to participation at the Energy Utilities Board. And so our group would be known as the Utilities Municipal. So we do that for efficiency, cost savings and whatnot, where we would, all three of us would be part of the wholesale customer group. As well, going back, I think it would have been 14 to 18 months ago, we would have partnered in the deployment of level 2 EV chargers, and that would have been across the Maritime. So that would have extended to not only include the 3 municipal utilities in New Brunswick, but also Summerside and Prince Edward Island, and then the municipal electric utilities in Nova Scotia, of which there's a handful. And I would say we're currently, having some conversations with them with respect to AMI, so the smart metering that Glenn had spoke about previously, but as well, pretty much everything else. So we do have, I'll say, a somewhat regular cadence of meetings where we sort of move those meetings around just to talk about, opportunities for synergy and how we can help our customers, as we look at the energy transition together.
Thank you, Ryan. And this question's for you, Mr. Mitchell. What keeps you up at night?
Okay. What keeps me up at night? Well, lots of stuff, probably. It's certainly an exciting time in our industry. There's lots of change and innovation that's present. St. John Energy has a great legacy that we all want to ensure we're staying true to. So my thoughts go to, and Ryan kind of spoke about this around, reliability and the resiliency of our infrastructure. We're seeing, as a result of climate change, increase in the frequency of storms and the intensity. So, are we doing everything that we can to make sure that we continue to maintain that high reliability? Energy transition, again, we've talked about that a lot here today and ongoing. Are we doing everything that we can in terms of managing the transition while maintaining affordability for our customers? Energy policy is kind of another area. We recognize that St. John Energy is a relatively small player in the grand scheme of things. So certainly it's important that we ensure legislators and the regulators are mindful of us, and we don't inadvertently get left behind. And then I think the last thing I would mention, just where we're coming off of our professional development day, is related to workforce development. And given all the change that's happening, new partnerships, new technology, ensuring that we are building the workforce for tomorrow. So, a couple things there.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ryan. I think that'll be our last question for the day. A big thanks to our audience for all the questions that have come in. As I mentioned earlier, if we didn't get to your question, we'll respond to you at the email address that you used to register for the event, or if you include it in your Q&A. We want to thank everyone for participating in the St. John Energy Community AGM, and we hope you have a wonderful day.